Welcome to the Cabral Concept, where board-certified naturopath and integrative health practitioner Dr. Stephen Cabral shares how he was diagnosed at the age of 17 with a life-altering illness and given no hope for recovery. It was only after studying and traveling all over the world did he discover how to combine ancient Ayurvedic healing practices with state-of-the-art naturopathic and functional medicine to fully rebalance the body and re-energize it with life. It's time to discover how to get well, lose weight, and finally feel alive again. And now, here's your host, Dr. Stephen Cabral.
Welcome back, everyone. We're here today with a Training Thursday episode. Glad to have you here. Taking a little break from some of my conversations with Cabral interviews, although I absolutely do love being able to bring you some guest experts in the field. I always want to make sure that I am at the same time being true to what we started here on the Cabral Concept, and that was being able to really discuss the entire de-stress protocol that I talk about in the Rain Barrel Effect. Of course, on the podcast, we can do that even more in depth. So that's the diet, the exercise, the stress reduction, the toxin removal, the rest, right? That's so important, the sleep-based protocols, the emotional balance, the scientifically proven supplement protocols, and that success mindset. So I'm always going to weave them in just to make sure that we keep the show fresh and just bring you the latest and greatest. And that's what today's topic is really about. Every single year now, for I think 5 years, I've been bringing you the American College of Sports Medicine's top fitness trends for that year. So this year is no different. I want to bring you what ACSM, by the way, they've been doing this for, I think, 25 years, publishing it. Well, I know they've been doing it for at least 14 because they published it 14 years in their journal, and that's ACSM's Health and Fitness Journal. I will link that up today at stephencabral.com/1889. stephencabral.com/1889. You'll be able to check out everything there. But one of the reasons why I was a member of the American College of Sports Medicine back in my day when I owned multiple facilities and I did a lot of training, and I obviously functional medicine at the same time. And I still love it to this day. Don't get me wrong, but I also love being able to teach now millions of people and not just be in that practice, because that was challenging when I was thinking to myself, like, this is a message I want to share with everyone because I can see what myself and my colleagues are doing. How do I do this? And, that always kind of ate at me for a long time, even before we had this, a great thing called podcasting, because it just wasn't as easy to do. You could write a blog post, but I just didn't feel like it had any feeling behind it, that I wasn't able to convey, not just my passion for this industry. There's a lot of people that are passionate about what we're doing, but the way in which we do it. That's why so many people ask me, like, can't you just list what the podcast was about? And I say, no, I can't do that, because information without context is almost useless. It really is. I mean, you can look up anything right now. It's like, okay, what are the top herbs to use for this, this, and this? And all you get is a kind of regurgitated list of great herbs. Okay, all of it's fine. But if you don't know when to use them, what time of the day to use them, do you take them with food or not with food? What do you take them if you have this particular viral issue, but not if it's bacterial? So you really need context with it. And that's why, of course, I wouldn't consider what I do long form, because they're only 20-minute podcasts, but longer form than, a 3-minute video or 3 minutes of reading. And so, again, that's what I'm committed to. And each year, I love being able to share what a lot of experts in this industry believe. And I always give you my opinion as well. And so I love being able to bring you the ACSM, which again stands for the American College of Sports Medicine, 2021 Top Fitness Trends. So I'm sure you don't remember all of 2020's. Neither do I. I'm going to give you a quick refresher right now, and then we're going to see how the list changed during the last 12 months, which obviously included the pandemic. So let's check it out from the 20th place all the way down to number 1 for 2020. And then in 2021, this year, now I'm just going to give you the top 10. All right, so let's check this out. So number 20 was children and exercise. That basically means getting kids into exercise and developing programs for them. All right, again, this is super important, not just for the personal trainers and fitness pros out there, but also for everyone in the health industry, because you know what most people are leaning towards, right? These are some of their interests, and you need to be able to talk people's language. Really, really important. Okay, so Number 19 was outcome measurements. It's just a trackable way. It's a trackable way to say, are we getting the results that we're looking for, instead of just using a clipboard and paper like I did for many years. It's a great way to do it, but you also want to be doing, body caliber testing, that type of thing. All right, 18 is workplace well-being. That means wellness programs at work, corporate wellness programs. Number 17 was circuit training. Again, many of these have been on the roster for many years. Circuit training has actually dropped way down over the years because people have done circuit training for a long time. That's like basically going to a Curves gym and you do their 8-machine circuit, right? Or you go to a gym and you do those 8 machines in a row. Hey, and that's your workout. It's a good starting point. It's fine. It's better than nothing, but certainly not fantastic. Okay. That was number 17. Number 16 is lifestyle medicine. Well, what does that mean? Well, it means literally a prescription for living a healthier lifestyle. So it's exercise, it is diet, it's stress reduction, it might be meditation. All of those things are going to be great. Number 15 back in 2020 was licensing for fitness professionals. This has kind of been moving in the industry towards licensing fitness pros, but it hasn't really gone anywhere. I'll tell you that way back in my day, they did do accrediting bodies, and it was National Academy of Sports Medicine, American College of Sports Medicine, National Strength and Conditioning Association, and I don't believe ACE was in it at that time. I think they might be now. And I'm not sure that AFA was, but I think they are now. So I don't quote me on that, but there's still no licensing, but there are some accrediting bodies as well. And then way back in my day, the only real accredited certification was the CSCS, the Certified Strength and Conditioning Specialist, which by the way, I mean, I took that and it's great. I mean, I love all my certifications. They're all fantastic. They really are, because they give you different perspective, but it was not applicable to your everyday person. It was really for athletes, but I'm glad that I did it. And of course I worked with a lot of athletes as well. All right, number 14 was yoga, self-explanatory. Number 13 was outdoor activities. That means getting people outside and exercising. Number 12 was functional fitness training. Now, for those who don't know what functional fitness training is, that started to take off around the year 2000 when I got my start. That is really about using dumbbells and cables and sandbags, although nobody's really using sandbags in the year 2000, kettlebells, nobody's using kettlebells at that. I mean, early adopters, of course. So what it is though, is it's getting people away from machines. That's what doing functional movements that you would do in everyday life. All right. And that's fallen as well. Number 11, exercise for weight loss. Well, that's always going to be there, right? It's gaining popularity actually more so over in Europe and India than it is in the US. Number 10 is employing certified fitness professionals, of course, right? Certified fitness pros and personal trainers. Number 9 is health and wellness coaching. So not just being a personal trainer. Again, nothing wrong with that. I hate using the word just. I have to get that out of my vocabulary. Being solely a personal trainer is fantastic, and it's all that you need to do to have an amazing, rewarding career. However, as a personal trainer, there's also nothing wrong with branching out into learning more about holistic health, becoming an integrative health practitioner, to develop your knowledge about nutrition. That's a great thing as well, because it does more for your clients, right? So it's all about helping your clients as well. Number 8 is fitness programs for older adults. Seniors training is what we used to call it. Number 7 is body weight training. Number 6, which is just working out with your own body weight. Number 6 is exercise as medicine. It's technically called Exercise is Medicine. It's a specific program using that in a health-based setting. Number 5 is personal training, meaning people not just working at a gym or a boot camp or outside on their own or any of those things, but actually hiring a personal trainer. Always love to see that there. Number 4 is training with free weights, right? That's more or less functional training, but it doesn't have to be, right? But training with free weights is up there. Group training, number 3. Number 2, high intensity interval training, HIIT training. I think that hit its peak in 2020. I think we're going to start to see it decline a little bit. Not that it's not efficacious. It is. It's just like, these things are in trends. Before, we used to see boot camps on this list. We used to see CrossFit higher up. It's just not as high anymore, because everything kind of has like a 3-year peak and then it starts to come back down. It doesn't mean it completely goes away. It's just not at its peak. And number 1 last year was wearable technology. Really started to jump up. It's been climbing. But I mean, how many people now wear their Apple Watch, their Fitbit, their Garmin, their Withings, their Oura Ring, their Leaf devices, their polar monitors. So there's so many. And it's like I think it's over $1 billion industry now. It's a huge, huge industry. So That was 2020. Let's take a look now at just the top 10. All right. So let's actually go now. Let's go from number 10 down. Okay. So number 10 is personal training. Well, you might say to yourself, personal training dropped from 2025 spots. Why is that? Do people not want personal trainers anymore? No, they didn't get access to them. Over the 12 months, at least in Boston, where I'm based, gyms were closed. That was it. Literally, gyms had to stop charging memberships, and it just crushed the industry and many, many personal trainers, except those who worked at smaller boutique personal training studios where they were allowed to open up a little bit earlier. So personal training, I want to see that come back. I really do. I want to see that surge with that one-on-one connection with people, but it's now number 10. All right. Think about, again, this is all pandemic. Think about that. All right. So now what are we looking at for number 9? Fitness programs for older adults. Okay. Well, let's take a little look. Where was that the year before? Fitness programs for older adults dropped 1 point, right? Dropped 1 place to number 9. Just as important, right? We need to get more of our, let's say, parents and grandparents and neighbors and everyone that we know over the age of 65. We need to get them exercising, moving their body for 150 minutes a week still. All right, very important. We still want them to get their 10,000 steps per day. We still want them training with weights at least twice per week. Ideally 3 times, but twice is okay. So that's what we need to get them doing, and we need to keep pushing that. All right, free weights is number 8. Number 8 is free weights. Took the place of training for older adults. Free weights previously was, where do we have that? It's lost on my list. It was number 4 and it dropped all the way to number 8. All right. So training with free weights. Well, again, that's a given. Why? Well, I think with less gyms, we have that. But the truth is, people working out at home, there's no doubt about it. So I don't know that free weights specifically dropped. That's for sure. Because what were people doing for exercises at home? I just think that in terms of its popularity, because gyms were closed, that it dropped. All right. Number 7 was exercise is medicine. That dropped down from number 6 to number 7. Virtual training, though, popped into the top 10, was not even in the top 20 a year ago. What a difference, right? 12 months can make. Why? Because what do we have now? Well, we always had Skype. We always had FaceTime, but now people are getting used to using them, of course, along with Zoom and other applications as well. So virtual training is becoming unbelievably popular. And that means if you are a great, let's say, physical therapist, great chiropractor, great, what else can we think about? Massage therapist that does kinesiotaping, personal trainer, that you're able to actually still work with people virtually. Now, as a practitioner, myself included, is it as great not being able to be with that person? No, it's not. But you still need to help people. They need your help. And of course, you still want a career for yourself as well. So what I would say is this: virtual training is going to be here to stay. People have also got used to the convenience of virtual training. I have colleagues of mine where they have their own home gym. They've got either a computer in there, their laptop, or they have a TV mounted on the wall, because you can get a TV now for $200. Like literally, I just got a TV. I believe it was a Roku. I can't even think of the brand. And all it is a monitor, basically. It's like 43 inches or so. And it was like $250. Like, it was just unbelievable, because I remember my first plasma flat screen TV was like $1,200 back in the day. And this one is $250. And it's just remarkable. Well, if you put that up on your wall, you can literally, it just connects online. I know everybody probably knows this, but you can do a virtual training session on that, not it's a computer, it's a monitor, but on that TV screen. And so it's pretty remarkable. So again, I just believe that whatever field you're in, add a virtual component if you are a health-based practitioner. And if you're someone who uses the excuse like, I don't want to go to the gym because I don't have the time, I don't want to be around other people working out, there could be viral strains, etc. Well, then that's okay too, because you can definitely connect with a virtual-based personal trainer or coach out there for you. No doubt about it. All right, the next one, let's see, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. Number 5 is high-intensity interval training, and that has dropped from number 2 to number 5. All right, high-intensity interval training, still great. It's basically just, it's keeping that heart rate elevated, letting it come back down, keeping the heart rate elevated, letting it come back down. Great way to train. All right, number 4 is going to be outdoor activities. Well, that makes sense, right? Outdoor activities, let's see where it was in 2020. It was number 13, so it actually jumped up to number 4. And of course, people may not be able to go to the gym. They may be not able to go to their favorite spa or whatever it might be, but they can get outside. And so I saw so many people, myself included, during the worst of the pandemic months last year. Let's say it was March, it was April, May. I was out with my wife and my 2 daughters every night after dinner. We were taking a walk because where we were, we actually had to do certain lockdowns. And so for us to be able to get out and take a walk as a family, it was really nice. And so a lot of people, I saw tons of people out walking that that would never go out walking before. So it was really nice to see that, for people to be able to get out there, get some fresh air. And I think that's probably going to continue as well. For me, it definitely is. If I have a work call, which I have lots of work calls, but I have one specific work call where I talk with one of the people that helps to run one of my health-based companies. I go outside and I have a chat. We have a talk earlier in the morning, and I'm just out there walking and talking, and it's a way for me to get my steps as well. So, okay, the next one, number 3, is body weight training. To me, this makes total sense, and it jumped from number 7 to number 3. Why would body weight training jump up to number 3? Well, it makes sense. Like, if people are at home and they're doing virtual workouts, they don't have their own gym, well, there's so much that you can get done with your own body weight. And that was me definitely late last spring. I was doing pull-ups. I was doing, obviously, chin-ups. I was doing dips. I was doing push-ups. I was doing a lot of things that you might consider more body weight based. I still had some bands and some battling ropes, fun stuff like that, but close to body weight. It really was. Like, I didn't have a lot of big weights at that time. Later, as I told you, I ended up buying some adjustable weight set to be up in Maine, but that was that. All right. Wearable technology actually falls from number 1 to number 2, not because it's less popular. And I wanted to mention that. Wearable technology is only becoming more popular. More people now are using wearable technology than ever before. They're monitoring their sleep. They're monitoring their heart rate variability. They're monitoring their deep sleep, their REM, their caloric burn. They're measuring their steps. And it's so easy to do now. It really is. I've tried out pretty much all of these devices except for the Apple Watch. I have my favorites. I've talked about those on previous podcasts. You can just go to stephencabral.com/podcast for all different reviews. They're also all at stephencabral.com/resources. All of my favorites are right there under the biohacking section. But the next one that I'm going to try out is the Apple Watch. I want to check it out. And now that I found out that you can actually turn off the Bluetooth on it and the Wi-Fi so that you don't have to have it connected, so it can track all of your data and then you can sync it up later. Well, I want to give it a shot, because in the end, I hate giving this away right now because I'm going to do a separate show on it. But I think in the end, 2 years from now, I think Apple is probably going to win for right now. All right, not forever, but for right now, I think they are. I just think that they have a larger resource base to pull from, more engineers, and they can develop faster than most other companies can innovate. But we'll see. I could be wrong on that, and I'm definitely willing to go with the flow in this, and that's what I'm doing. I try out all of them, and I love most of them for all sorts of different things. But okay, that's that. Number one is online training. And if you're saying to yourself, well, you just went through the top 20 and online training wasn't there at all, how did it jump up to number 1? Well, I think we know, right? I think we answered that. Sometimes the environment actually dictates what we can do. Right? So if we are locked down and we can't meet with our personal trainer and we can't go to gyms and we can't go to yoga studios, we can't go to gyro, we can't go to Pilates, we can't do any of these things, what do? Well, we turn to online training. Now, virtual training it's semantics, but virtual training is different than online training. Virtual training means that you are virtually getting a one-on-one session with your Pilates instructor, yoga instructor, personal trainer, etc. Online training is different. Online training would be considered a set program or protocol for you, where it's not necessarily one-on-one, but you can follow along with videos, with tutorials, with printout guides, etc. So that's more of the online training route. And of course, it has really skyrocketed over the last 12 months, overtaking wearable technology and many others, even though those increased in popularity as well. So again, in my opinion, I don't see these going anywhere. People are getting their, triathlon training for online training. They're getting personal training, online training. So what does it mean? Again, like I know we have about probably a quarter of the people who listen to this podcast are integrative health practitioners or personal trainers or, doctors, registered dietitians, nurses, you name it. Like they're in the field of health. Well, what does it mean? I think that adding a virtual component and an online component to your services is probably a great idea, because it's another way to be able to serve people. It really is. It's a great way to be able to help people how they're looking for the help. And so also maybe your services are a bit out of reach. So maybe your services are a couple $100 or so per hour. Not everybody can afford that. So maybe you offer an online version of your best stuff and you're able to give that to them, and then they can benefit from there as well. So it's, again, my goal is to always do my part, say, how can I serve this amazing industry that I'm in, the health and fitness industry, while doing the best for all of our patients and wellness clients and fitness clients as well. And so what I want to do is I want to look at these top 10 trends and just say, hey, this is where people are moving towards. Let me see how I can help people to a greater degree. Now, maybe we'll do a little bit more consulting for and coaching for wearable technology. Maybe we'll offer some more body weight training programs. So it's simply saying to people, listen, this is what you're asking for. Let me see if I can help you in some greater way. And that's really what this is all about. So love being able to share with you always the American College of Sports Medicine top 10 trends. I will certainly give you the full article over at stephencabral.com/1889. I will link up to 2020s to 2021s. And of course, you can check out it all in depth right over there. If this show was helpful, please do feel free to share it with anyone you believe it could serve. Take care, everyone. Thanks so much for tuning into the show. And before you go this week, coming off of our functional medicine detox, I want to make sure that you are set up for success for the next 12 weeks. This is why we are offering 20% off for life. That means 20% off each and every month, 2 of our most popular protocols. That is the Daily Foundation Protocol Level 2 or Level 3, and that is your daily nutritional support, your 22 organic fruits and vegetables in the daily fruit and vegetable blend, your omega-3s, your daily probiotic, and if you do level 3, your daily digestive enzyme. That means you're going to be covered. You're going to get all of your vitamins, all of your minerals. You're going to get your detox factors. You are going to get your 15 grams of hypoallergenic vegan-based protein with all the amino acids in it. You're going to be getting 22 different fruits and vegetables every day in that greens or rainbow colored powder. You are also going to be getting the omega-3s that you need to keep your body healthy and with balanced levels of inflammation. You're going to be getting your 50 billion low histamine probiotics on a daily basis, plus that daily digestive enzyme to help you break down your food that much better and reduce the bloating. So that is our Daily Foundation Protocol Level 2 or Level 3. I do Level 3 every single day. I don't miss a day. If I'm doing a fun breakfast on the weekend, I still do my Daily Foundation Protocol Level 3. I get those nutrients every single day. It's my fail safe to keep my body healthy and strong and energetic. And for those people looking to up the fat burning potential of their body, you definitely want to check out our Fatlocity system. It is the first ever day and night 24-hour fat burning system backed by science. That means this is not conjecture, it's not hearsay, it's not hype. These are 25 scientific studies showing that the formulation we've created actually helps you to burn more body fat even at night. So check that out. That is fatlocity.com, or the best way to do it is just go to eco.life for all of these items, and you'll be able to find them. eco.life/fatlocity, and just go to eco.life for the Daily Foundational Protocol as well. While supplies last, that means all this week actually. Yeah, so this is unlimited. So this is not while supplies last, but it is It does end on April 11th, okay? So this offer is good through April 11th. You can actually save 20% for life by signing up for a subscription for Daily Foundation Protocol Level 2 or Level 3 or Fatlocity. Check it out over at equa.life, and of course, let us know if you have any questions.